2024. This afternoon, members of parliament have gathered here to speak to you, members of the media, and to speak to the country over the concern of Petauke Central Member of Parliament, Honorable Jay Jay Banda, and his whereabouts. You are aware that Honorable Jay Jay Banda went missing early morning of yesterday or late night. We don't know the particular circumstances, but what we know is that he's been abducted. What we know is that he's missing. What we know is that over 24 hours later, Honorable Jay Jay Banda has not been seen. He has not been found. You are aware of the police report that said his vehicle was abandoned on Twin Palm Road. We have expressed a lot of concern on this matter. We have condemned the propaganda that is swirling around State House online media. There are online media run by State House such as Causeway. This is not a hidden matter, it's not a conspiracy theory. You will remember that the Council of Bishops, the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, on their statement for the pastoral letter that was released in November 2023, they appealed to President Hakainde Hichilema answers from the police at Ibex Hill Police Station. The police became riotous, misconducted themselves, and they began to discharge tear gas, even when they knew that the former president was around and about there. They proceeded to violently, chase away our people, and they arrested 11 persons who remain detained up to now. 3 were shot at. We will hear from what the doctors will say, whether those were rubber bullets or actual live ammunition, but 3 were shot at, 11 are detained. Secondly, when we visited Ibex Hill Police Station this morning, we established that the vehicle has been moved. Now, the family has expressed a lot of concern that this vehicle was moved in the dead of the night. Why the secrecy? If it's just ordinary investigations, this movement of this car couldn't wait in the morning with the witness and presence of the family and maybe their lawyer. Why did the police move this vehicle, which is a prominent exhibit in this disappearance, in this heinous crime of abduction and kidnapping? So they moved it in the dead of the night, and this is where our concern is. Our last call is to the church. The church must raise their conscience and their voice. The church has a fundamental role to play when a nation is in crisis. We have a member of parliament missing. The church must speak. The church must call for vigil of prayers. The church must order prayers in small circles, small groups, small cells, community groupings, and especially those evening prayers, that there should be a session to pray for the safe return. The church must organize a vigil prayer, national vigil prayer, for all of us to come and pray for the safe return of Honorable Jay Jay Banda. And to members of the public, our call is to you. When you are silent, evil will reign. Evil will perpetrate when you are silent. I will pass on the microphones to Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Brian Munduwile, to direct the ceremonies. I think he will start with the Chipangali, and then he will direct us the order of discussions. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. We will give a chance to our brother, who's Chipangali Council Chair, who has come all the way to come and join the rest of the citizens in the search for our brother, or in demanding for the release of our brother, Comrade Jay Jay Banda. Chairperson, over to you.
Thank you so much, member of the Central Committee, honorable members of Parliament, members of the press. My full names are Maxon Ngoma, I'm the council chairperson for Chipangali district. We traveled the whole night from Eastern Province in the company of some chiefs, in the company of some bishops, and members of the general public, including members from our party, the Patriotic Front, to come and assess and hear what went wrong, what happened on the 30th day when our dear brother, Honorable Jay Banda, was abducted. We bring the sense of grief, the sense of pain that the people of Eastern Province are going through because of the abduction of Honorable Jay Banda. Honorable Jay Banda is not an ordinary community member. This is a member of parliament. A member of parliament is equivalent to a high court judge. It's equivalent to a minister. What would happen if a minister, cabinet minister, went missing? Would the government treat the matter with the laissez-faire which they are treating it now? What would happen if a high court judge went missing in this country? Will the government move at the same will and speed as they are moving now because of Honorable Jay Banda? He's a member of the opposition. We are all Zambians, and all Zambians must be treated equally. We are all equal before the law, and we must be treated equally. The people in the province have been conducting prayers. The bishops are praying. Their Royal Highnesses, their Majesty, the paramount chiefs from Eastern Province, as we are aware, we are the only province that has two paramount chiefs. Paramount Chief Kalonga Govt, Paramount Chief Mpezeni, the Nsenga Royal Establishment, they are all grieving about the disappearance of the Honorable Member of Parliament for Petauke Central. He is amongst many other members of Parliament from the province that has been very critical on service delivery to the people on various sector matters. For us to lose such kind of hard-working member of parliament in a manner that happened, it is unacceptable. It's a big blow to the people in the province, and we wish to call upon the minister responsible for Home Affairs and Internal Security to give a comprehensive statement on what has happened to Honorable Jay Banda. It is not true that a honorable member of parliament can go missing for 2 days without getting any sort of update from a minister that is responsible for Home Affairs and security of our country. If a member of parliament can go missing just like that, what more of an ordinary council chairperson like me, or an ordinary person that is selling carpenter and tomato in the markets? This is acceptable. We demand for the immediate release of Honorable Jay Banda wherever is being held, so that justice can be seen to prevail. We have fundamental rights in this country, which every person is enjoying. If at all there's any crime that has been committed by Honorable Jay Banda, we have the rules and the procedures in which a person can be summoned to appear before the police or to appear indeed before the courts of law. But to do it in a manner that it has been done is totally unacceptable, and it's an infringement on fundamental human rights that every person enjoys in this country. The people of Eastern Province are not sleeping. The chiefs in Eastern Province are not sleeping. Most of them have already traveled, are here. And the party structures of our party, the Mighty Patriotic Front, are almost already started traveling to almost come here again, MCC, to come and hear what has happened to our son of the province. Because if MPs are going to start disappearing in such a way, what more of a person selling carpenter in the market, what would happen to them? Are we being guaranteed of the security that we have? Is the police giving adequate security for our people in this country? These are the cries of the people of Eastern Province. We demand, and I want to repeat, we demand for the immediate release of Honorable Jay Banda, because this is one of the persons that has been speaking on behalf of the poor farmers, on behalf of the civil servants whose salaries remain very adamant despite the continuous increase of the cost of living. He has come out in parliament to speak about them. He has spoken on behalf of the farmers. He has spoken on literally behalf of everyone. He's a voice of the voiceless to us, the people in the Eastern Province. We thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairman Nkoma. Countrymen and women, this is a meeting called by honorable members of parliament. As you know, members of parliament all over the country attending committee work, and those that are not in committee, have been busy in their constituencies, but have been forced. They've been forced to cut short their tour of duty. We have directed members of parliament to retreat and come to Lusaka so that we join hands and demand for the release of our comrade Emmanuel Jay Banda. You all recall, countrymen and women, that during Kuomboka, Minister of Infrastructure, Mr. Honorable Charles Milupi, directed the party cadres to sort out, to use his way, to sort out all those people that were critical of President Hakainde Hichilema. To us, it came as a surprise because Honorable Charles Milupi is a member of parliament. We sit in the same parliament, and is a minister, is a cabinet minister. So for him to choose to direct cadres to sort out those that are critical of President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND came as a surprise. Because what we expected him to do, if at all there were people that he felt were insulting the president, he should have directed the police to move and bring about law and order. He chose to call upon his cadres. Our call to Honorable Milupi is that he must go back and go live again to call upon his cadres, if at all, arising from the directive that he gave, that could have led to the disappearance of Jay Banda. If at all the directive that Charles Milupi gave was in Mongo is what has led to the abduction of Jay Banda, we demand that Charles Milupi goes live again. He goes on national television like he did to tell his cadres that probably this is not what he meant, or that probably they caught a wrong person. Him remaining silent will allow or cause those cadres that he was directing to continue holding on to Comrade Jay Banda. Trevor Mwinde. Trevor Mwinde is a deputy youth chairperson for the UPND. He went live on TV and social media and issued various threats, at which point we felt that if this indeed is the country of laws and not a country of men, he should have been summoned by the police, like we've seen them do in the recent past, summoning people just making very simple statements, not compared to what Trevor Mwinde was saying. He actually asked that the police must stay away. Our question, therefore, is JJ still missing because the police have obeyed the directive from Trevor Mwinde? Are the police staying out from investigation because Trevor Mwinde said the police must stay out of this? So we again challenge Trevor Mwinde and the Secretary General of the UPND to go live and direct their cadres, if at all they are the ones that are holding on to JJ Banda, arising from the directives that they gave. There's a gentleman called Bruce Kanema. Bruce Kanema was...
Is a gentleman?
Oh, I'm being asked whether there's a gentleman. There's some man called Bruce Kanema from Northwestern Province who equally went live and issued various threats. He actually went about insulting. When we know very well that in a country of laws, a person who issued insults like Bruce Kanema did should have been summoned by the police. Bruce Kanema, we are told, is in Lusaka now. And we ask questions. Is it an odd coincidence that Bruce Kanema issues threats, he's not arrested, Bruce Kanema comes to Lusaka and JJ goes missing? We're asking these difficult questions. We demand that Bruce Kanema goes back live on social media and whatever media he can use to talk to his people and ensure that if at all arising from those threats, Jay Jay Banda was abducted and is being held somewhere. Now, countrymen and women, like I said earlier, it's very, very unfortunate because we have three organs of the state. The three organs of the state are the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. My chairperson Nkoma asked the question, would government have behaved in the same way if a judge was reported missing? Would they have behaved in the manner they behaved this time if a minister had gone missing? What is worrying us is the casual approach, the laissez-faire attitude government has adopted towards the disappearance of a member of parliament. We are talking about a member of the National Assembly, a member of parliament. Emmanuel Jay Banda goes missing and the president is quiet. This call is on President Hakainde Hichilema. It's for President Hakainde Hichilema himself to come out, address the nation, direct the investigative wings, direct all the security wings to ensure that they bring Jay Jay Banda back to safety. We demand that Jay Jay Banda be brought back alive. And we are calling upon the president. The president must make this call. We are not talking about an ordinary citizen having gone missing. He is a member of the National Assembly. Jay Jay Banda is a member of parliament. You can see the concern from the chiefs. Chiefs are meeting as we speak now. Bishops are meeting as we speak now. Ordinary citizens are meeting as we speak now. Members of parliament are withdrawing, retreating from their tour of duty because a member of parliament is missing. And the president cannot continue to remain silent. The president must come up and direct the police. President Hakainde Hichilema, we are calling upon you because your own party members, your own party cadres warned the police to stay away from whatever they were going to do. So the police officers now are immobile. They are unable to do anything because the members of your party directed that the police must stay away. And knowing the rate at which your government has been transferring and firing public officers, the police are unable to move. We want to call upon the president to release the police. Tell the police to get on the ground and find Jay Jay Banda and bring him back alive. If the president does not speak, nobody else in the UPND government is going to direct the police to go and look for Jay Jay Banda. Milupi directed the cadres to sort out people who are critical of President Hakainde Hichilema. Therefore, the Inspector General of Police and all the subordinates are now just waiting for another directive, and the higher authority is the president. So the President Hakainde Hichilema, want to call upon you to tell the police to take this matter with the seriousness that it deserves, because it involves a member of parliament. So as members of parliament, we remain very sad that an elected member of our parliament can be treated in this manner, can be reduced to a mere cadre, where people begin to trail and intercept. As we speak now, you can only imagine what Jay Jay is going through wherever he is. We do not know to what extent he's being tortured. Firstly, by being held against his own will. We don't know what is happening to his physical health wherever he is. The mental torture. This is not a Zambia that the Zambians voted for. There had been talk in the past about cadarism. This one killed so many, that one killed so many. This one abducted people. We did not expect a single abduction under President Hakainde Hichilema's government. Today we have a member of parliament abducted. That's never happened before. What has happened to the methodical government of the UPND? What has happened? What has escaped your watchful eye? What has happened? Is it a coincidence that just the other day we went to see Jean Chisenga's house, which was burned down to ashes? To date, we haven't heard any comment, not even from the Speaker of the National Assembly. The member of parliament who was affected is a lady, is a woman, a member of that parliament. We have not heard a comment coming from the the leader, the in charge of the National Assembly being the Speaker. Members of Parliament from the UPND, I want to speak to you. Honorable Jean Chisenga is a member of Parliament that you interact with at committee level. You interact with in plenary sessions. Jay Jay Banda is a friend of yours. Beyond politics, you interact at committee level. You sit with him in Parliament. Why is it that from the time JJ went missing, we have not heard anything from a single member of the UPND? We expected that members of the UPND, who at the same time are friends of JJ Banda, would have come out in support of the search for JJ Banda. How is it that the entire number of the members of Parliament from the UPND remain quiet, as they have remained quiet over Jean Chisenga's arson case? Colleagues and members of Parliament, I speak to you here today as a leader of opposition in the House. We can do better. This is just politics. Those members of Parliament, as members of Parliament, we have created relationships across the floor. Why are we not seeing that spirit of camaraderie manifesting in times of such challenges? Why have you remained quiet? I challenge the members of the UPND, members of Parliament of the UPND, to rise and join the rest of the members in condemning the abduction of JJ Banda. We want members of the UPND to rise and condemn the burning of Jean Chisenga's house. President Hakainde Hichilema, we wait for you to direct the law enforcement agencies to go out there and bring Emmanuel Jay Banda alive. I thank you. I will call upon Honorable Mtoto Kafoya to make his comments, and the other members will continue speaking. Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable Brian Mundubile, leader of the opposition in the Assembly. I want to start by appealing to whoever is holding our honorable colleague, Honorable Jay Jay Banda. Please bring him back home to his family. Bring him back home to his children. JJ is our friend, is our colleague, and he's our compatriot. Above all of that, he's a husband and a father to some. Those need him back home safely. I also want to read some scriptures from the Bible before I could make my submission. Psalm 33:12 says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance." Second Chronicles 7, verse 14 says, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land." Finally, Galatians 6, verse 7 to 8 says, "God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." I want to say that you cannot mock God. Whatever you sow, whatever you put in the ground, that is what will germinate, and that is what will bear fruit, and from that tree will you be able to eat. My call is simple today. I am calling upon the President of this Republic, President Hakainde Hichilema. for a number of reasons. Number one, direct or reverse the call by Honorable Milupi, which he made in Mongo, that Liswaniso should deal with your critics. Because Honorable Milupi is not responsible for stifling your critics. This is a democracy. Your views ought to be criticized. Your policies ought to be criticized. President Hakainde, you are not a private person. You are a public person. You are our person. We, the Zambian people, own you. This is why we complain even when you live in a private house, because you are not a private citizen of this country. You are our person. You are supposed to take care of our interests. You are supposed to take care of our security. You must ensure our economics is in order. This is why when another person calls for stifling of those that criticize you, I personally find it awkward. So I call upon you, President Hakainde, to reverse what Honorable Milupi said. Take charge. I also want to call upon you to reverse what your cadres have been saying in terms of threatening Zambians. Because you are not only the head of state, but you are also the head of the UPND. When any member of the state, like Honorable Milupi, makes such a grievous mistake of directing a UPND functionary to deal with your critics, it is your duty to make sure that you reverse such a directive, because it's not only illegal, but also immoral. Honorable Milupi is not even UPND. He is not UPND. But Liswaniso is UPND. How is it that somebody who isn't UPND can direct Liswaniso, who is UPND, and you, the president of UPND, you find it just okay? I call upon you and I appeal to you, reverse that. Take charge, presidential powers. Secondly, I call upon President Hakainde Hichilema to use your presidential power, which you drove from us, the Zambian people, to direct Honorable Jack Mwimbu, the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, to find JJ expeditiously. I call upon you to use your presidential powers to direct Zambia Air Force, to put the helicopters in the air to find Honorable Jay Jay Banda, because Honorable Jay Jay Banda is not an ordinary citizen. This is a member of parliament, a member, somebody occupying a very high-ranking position in society, elective for that matter. The nation must be concerned. When there are rumors of Honorable Jay Jay Banda being held somewhere in Chikankata, we should have seen movement. When we are hearing Honorable Jay Jay Banda being held here and there should have been movement. I am calling upon you, Your Excellency, use your presidential powers to ensure that JJ is found and brought back to his family safe. His family needs him. If those in politics don't want JJ, JJ has a family beyond the political family. Let's be able to bring back the human attributes that we once had as a nation. I'm calling upon you, Your Excellency, not to take this matter lightly. But let me also call upon you to direct the Minister of Home Affairs to say something about a house for an MP which was burnt to ashes after Honorable Milupi tried to restrain those who criticize you. And I know Jean Senga is your critic. Jean Senga criticized Your Excellency in the assembly. Is that a problem? And I know that JJ also is a critic of your policy. Is that a problem? No, that shouldn't be a problem. The problem is that there is intolerance People, some of your people don't want to hear anything outside of what they think is correct. And because of that, we are seeing all this intimidation. We are seeing people claiming they are going to circumcise an old man. An old man who saved this nation. They will circumcise him. No. No. We are now hearing that police should stay away so that UPND cadres can take their law in their own hands. My appeal will end with Your Excellency. Take charge. Reverse these matters by using the presidential authority which you drove from no other than ourselves. You are our person, not those who are making threats. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll now hear from the Kaumbwe Member of Parliament, Dr. Aaron Mwanza, who comes from Eastern Province and brings some message from the people of Eastern Province, including the chiefs.
Like this.
Yeah, so as he's getting ready, I just wish to acknowledge the presence of members of Central Committee who have joined us, Honorable Charlie Kosa, Honorable Jean Kapata, and Honorable Professor Luo. You are welcome. Thank you.
Members of Central Committee, Honorable members of Parliament, and the press. I am Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, area member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency, which is actually Petauke district. Petauke district, we are in the same district with the Honorable Jay Jay Banda, under the same council, Petauke Council, presiding over Petauke Central and the Kaumbwe constituency. Honorable Jay Jay Banda, he calls me a young brother. I will speak actually in English as well as in Nsenga, because this is a message from Petauke district as well as the Eastern Province. Honorable Jay Jay Banda na kusaza wangu neo. In fact, 2.5 weeks ago, tenze na maliro kwa chief mwanja wantu, anti wangu. And the Honorable Jay Jay Banda was there. And he made it very clear kuti asaza wangu hawa tuseweza bwino pamozi ku parliament. Koma kudabwa kuti neo naluta ku parliamentary duties napweta tabe lero kuchoka ku Tanzania kumfuata kuti nsaza wangu wasowa kuzokonsha mafumu pali lero ni olira kuchokera pa 25 mao mwake mwa 25 pa youth day after JJ was whisked away aliowuli ensima alionkhale kukondwera ni kunkhala tyala olira mafumu afumu amumbi Her Royal Highness Chief Mwanja Wantu, His Royal Highness Chief Nyamhande. Awo mafumu atatu na Chief Kalindawala. Awo mafumu alifola ndiye wali Petauke district. Koma nditu mafumu shuwa okanga kulya alutali ni kuchechi tyala ni kungoganiza tyala kuti mwana wasu walutakuni. Mayusi wezo funo kwa Petauke pa police station oku Kaumbwe constituency pamozi na Petauke Central. Ndawasewa nsenga chachitikira ku muntu umozi chipa chamuchitira ku muntu umozi ni chimozi na kuti chikuchitikire wewo. So ichi chachitikira ku banja ya Honorable Jay Jay Banda. Tulabirali ni kuti tyala yayi ni banja yao tyala weka ni chasu tonse ni chasu tonse chamu Petauke district Ansenga pamoja na waku Eastern Province, na pakuti uyu muntu ni honorable member of parliament for the whole Zambia in parliament, ni muntu wasu wa Zambia. Tifuna chizive cheni pali lero 2 days mkwasu alimoyo. Lero teti pasondo amama wake amina ali amai wangu neo kuchechi na panganda ozwalini vochita ufuna utapange maliro panganda tinga pange maliro kuma tilione chitumbi tinga chiteli nicho chintu. My appeal to the president Ansenga Petauke district wonse seo ni sebantu okatijana abantu amavyavya maluku alusunge JJ, please mulekerereni angali pamozi na banja aplute Petauke central apitize nchito ya bwino ya kugwira kula ya chimvoterera abantu. Honorable JJ Banda seo Ansenga ku Petauke district tionelini ndipo kuli konse kwa mapolisi tuoluta mpaka wewe uoneke. And Honorable Jay Banda seo Petauke Central, Kaumbe constituency, Petauke district, seo Ntansenga, mweo ni mwene rungu. Abantu amukatilirani seo tikulurukire chili kulitiala mwine Nyamalenga. Hii message mweo mulu mkate JJ, please mutailireni seo timukonkerereni lini kuti timsakireni timtwale kuni mulungu ndiye waziwa. We are going to forgive. Please release him now to unite with a family and to give a very good service which he is giving to the people of Zambia. Nkunzi zikankhala mchiwaya zonkhala zosiyana. So tonse time ma MP waku Eastern Province na ma MP wonse tili mu parliament ni senkunzi koma tuona unkunzi wake monga neo wotokera kumozi ku Petauke district tuona nkunzi wake ya msaza wangu JJ ndipo tu missinga politics yasu mwatu chitira ku Petauke tulavishana tia tutukanana koma tuchitane nini hivi vintu va usali vachitika hapa. We are just making an appeal. Please release JJ. As in singers, on behalf of the youth, on behalf of the chiefs, on behalf of the religious leaders, we know, like in singers, we are going to forgive. Release him, we will unite and rejoice, and we will only leave this to God to judge. Your Excellency, President Hakainde Hichilema, the appeal that I'm giving, it is actually coming from your own mouth. You have shown, you have been to Nyimba constituency on a tree planting day. Nyimba constituency has an independent member of parliament. You have been to Mchwala traditional ceremony, and on all these public gatherings, Your Excellency, you have said that a member of parliament, whether he is from PF, independent, or the ruling UPND, we are all in government. We are all in government and moving government policies. Now, you have also shown by giving police vehicles, 156 Land Cruisers to 156 constituencies, Even Petauke district, we have 2 Land Cruisers for police. And even Kaumbwe constituency, that we do not even have a police station, we have a Land Cruiser police, Kaumbwe constituency police. And that police vehicle is at the Petauke Central Police Station. What am I trying to say? Use your powers. All these policemen, they are mobile. They are mobile with this empowerment by these Land Cruiser from the CDF. Zambia is very small. They should, all the policemen, let them be mobile, move around, get information. Why? We can be quiet. Seu kwansenga kwa suchitikali nchotete. Tichirandira, talandira motoka ya polisi. Motoka ya polisi ya gwira nchito yanji. Pameni mkuru wa boma, amena useweza mboma. Wapetauke Central, usogorele, Wapetauke Central, wakatiwa, wasoba. Ngala motoka yuchita chinji. Tufudika kuti update every 1 or 2 hours. Kuti chita kwa update. Kuti ai tasakira tasiriza ka district kachikankata tasiriza ka district ka huku se tulewire atumunga se kwa kuchipata huku JJ alili nikuchipata ali komene ku southern olokani kuni kwalili koma kwasu ngatenze kwasu ku eastern sembe wasokoloka immediately lomba chingakange chifukani wanu Zambia one nation chingakange kuti timu sokolole kwali ni chinji ndipo mosrijira ninganene kuti mungane onkhala msogoleli kuti Kaumbwe people voted for me and Petauke Central voted for Honorable JJ. Chenze bwino kuti vigabenga vamenevi viwere vitikate wonse amene tivotera wamene uyo muntu. And we are ready to do that. My last appeal, please, we need updates. There's no way we can keep quiet. Chete sausa nyama. Chete sausa nyama. Titinga nkhale tyala kuzi kuonesa kuti ni sosu lako angalomba makolo angalomba seo tumkonda uyu JJ angalomba banja family banja akaena mukuti nayo tyani mwati iyo action ni wanu Zambia one nation chete sausa nyama tufunika ma updates utiuje JJ aoneke panthawi yonse ma updates yako kufunika pezeka every 1-2 hours mafumu kuimirira mafumu kuimirira chechi kuimirira mayusi kuimirira na wonse watu sebenzera ku Petauke district ni seri ni okondwera ndipo tikuli alini we are all fasting. Please, we appeal that we need updates and we need JJ live. I thank you.
Thank you. So, Honorable Mia Zulu, the next.
Yeah, correct. In fact, the speakers can just be coming here. It will be easier for the media.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, comrades. My message is very simple. Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza has delivered a message from the province. We have seen that anyone is either arrested for hate speech because they're from the east or the northern part of this country. Ima president aichechimo mupange bantu kuti bankhale nkhande nkamuti ukakatema kokulasa ukakakwera kokulasa musapange nkhanda president musapange nkhande mu bantu nkhande yulasa ukaitema ukaikwera yulasa a president HH tuziba nibwe muja ijivo chita There is no way Kungo, who was killed in Northwestern Province, and the people from Northwestern Province are in Lusaka, and JJ has disappeared. Mr. President, if at all we, the people of Eastern Province, have committed any crime against yourself, tell us what to do. If it needs us to give you kettle to apologize, we shall do it, but not at the expense of playing with the life of JJ Banda. Mr. President, this is not a call on Jack Mwimbu. This is a call onto yourself and your office. You cannot be preaching peace when you go to Brussels and say instability anywhere in the world is instability everywhere, and yet you are doing something else. Mr. President, we've heard statements from your cadres declaring Southern Province a no-go-zone area for some of us. If that's the case, we shall also declare Eastern Province a no-go area for your tribesmen and women. Yeah. If you are going to go this route, Mr. President, let us do it. Let the Northerners be in the north, we Easterners will be in the east. You Southerners be in the south. We can no longer continue, Mr. President, to live in a country that has lived 60 years after independence. The worst of the patriotic front, we never witnessed a member of parliament being abducted. The worst of the patriotic front, we never saw a member of parliament's residence being bent down. You at your best, member of parliament has disappeared. At your best, at your methodical, a house has been bent down. And we know there is a list. Mr. President, in case you do not know, the people you give these instructions to have families and information is filtering. We know Binwell is next, I am next, but get this very loud and clear. You can come for me, my children will come and revenge. You are planting a very bad seed. This country needed to heal, especially that we have celebrated 60 years as an independent state. But it seems it's a seed of vengeance that you are planning and are planting, Mr. President. This is not a message. Let's not sugarcoat issues of saying Inspector General of Police, Jack Mwimbu, Bruce Kanema. This is a call on the President. How many people do you want to go? If you want to kill us, Mr. President, we can come to community house and shoot us. Than tormenting our families, let our families know that we've been assassinated by the state. Let our families know that you've given instructions to wipe us out. The world has experienced genocide before. The world has experienced a Holocaust. Why can't we learn from the ugly side of history? Mr. President, please, Mr. President, if you want us to die, let it be so. But don't torment our families. Let our families know that we are dead or alive. Give us our JJ, whether dead or alive. If he's dead, we shall know where to bury him. Please, that's our brother back. I thank you.
Next to be Honorable Member Fonkana, Honorable Binwo Mkundu.
Do I need to start?
Yes, please, you are live. Please proceed.
Fellow citizens, I traveled yesterday from the Copper Belt to come and stand in solidarity with fellow colleagues who are here in regards to the abduction of our friend and brother, Honorable JJ. I have spent most of my morning up to the afternoon with a family. We've been moving from one police station to the other, hopefully to get information from what the police have gathered so far. I want to state here, colleagues who may be following this conversation, that the family is still holding strong, hoping that the state through the police can do their job. except we are getting agitated because there's not been any single update so far as to what the police have done in regards to the investigations. I had a conversation with the Minister of Home Affairs and challenged him. There is no way under this earth that a member of parliament would have disappeared 24 hours and there's no single communication from the state. I think that all of you colleagues, fellow citizens, you are aware that JJ is not just an ordinary citizen. JJ is a senior member of society, is a state asset. And so one such a member disappearing means that the state must own this matter. And owning this matter must involve the state updating frequently the citizens on what they are doing, what has happened. And so our apprehension at the moment is a fact that the state has remained very quiet. Now, when there is a void in information, people will speculate because you wish to know again, colleagues, that we know some state-owned or state-run, apparatus, media apparatus are carrying stories. All of you will agree with me that Koswe is run by people that are in State House. The Watchdog is run by people that are in State House. If you follow these media platforms, you will see them creating a narrative. So to us as a common people, we know that the state is speaking through these platforms because the people who are running these platforms are from State House. So if the state finds it convenient to be speaking to us through readers in these otherwise state-run media houses, why are they failing to address the nation? Then again, it is very convenient that you have, in a so-called country that has gotten rid of cadres, a horde of cadres addressing press briefings, intimidating citizens, and you have the entire police doing nothing. Take a look on social media and see how many press conferences or briefings have been held by young people from the north, young people from the south, all of whom are agitating citizens being sorted one by one. And for those of you who believe this is propaganda, I am not in the business of propaganda myself. This is something that you can get on any social platform you open just now. So what sort of a society is it that we are creating where a particular horde of citizens would hold a press conference, insult citizens, threaten to abduct, threaten to deal with citizens, and the next day, citizens are beginning to disappear? And you think that we cannot put two and two together? You are aware, citizens, that a lumpen from the Copper Belt, the youth chairman for UPND on the Copper Belt, threatened me for merely speaking out on issues affecting this nation. Nothing has been done. And you think that we can sit and smile. Let me be very honest here. We may look like we are stupid or foolish. We are not. Make no mistake. And I want to say this very, very politely to all of you who may be following this conversation. Some people want to make a mistake to think that this country belongs to UPND. It doesn't. It belongs to the Zambian people. And I can guarantee you, if the intention burning Jean Senga's house, abducting JJ is meant to intimidate us, we are not such a people who gets intimidated. I don't know about you guys. I don't get intimidated. I don't get intimidated. And if the UPND, if the state, by their reluctancy, if the police, by their inertia not to say anything or to deal with these lumpens that are on the leash threatening citizens, thinks that they are creating order in this country, there will be disorder. That I can guarantee you. Because we will not sit and be threatened in our own country. We will not sit and see our brothers disappearing in our own country. There will be a time when we will be forced to begin to defend ourselves. And you know, in defense, the level depends on the aggression. If those lumpens will come with knives, they will find us with knives. If they will come with guns, they will find us with guns. Now, this is not a threat. This is a promise to all of you. Enough is enough, colleagues. We have been independent for 60 years. We've never seen a member of parliament being abducted, let alone you leave a fake note. You could not even carefully to check what JJ's handwriting is, and you want us to believe like we are idiots that JJ has killed himself. Honestly speaking, colleagues, I just want to appeal for introspection. Those of you who have abducted JJ, we are giving you time to think through this act. JJ as a family, if you want us the young people to stay away from politics, tell us. We can think about it. But you must know that we have got family. You're putting our families in anguish, thinking daily, worrying daily over our lives. It's not fashionable anymore. And I want to appeal to all of you citizens. This is not a time to begin to marry and create innuendos and propagandas to swell people to believe JJ is capable of committing suicide. We are not such a gullible people anymore. We can read between the lines and we understand what is going on. My appeal to the state, through the head of state, President Hakainde Hichilema, please, let us stop this madness. It is getting out of hand. It's not fashionable anymore. We are treading on a very dangerous path. I don't like issuing threats, but I know the outcome of these acts may be very dangerous for this country because we are capable of protecting ourselves. We'd like to see JJ come back. Please summon your conscience and do the right thing by releasing JJ. It's not too late. I thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next is Honorable Melesiana. Please proceed, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, it's very worrying and appalling that this is the second day that a member of parliament has gone missing and there is no update from the police and the government. Just like colleagues have already said, that Honorable Jay Jay Banda is not an ordinary citizen, a member of parliament, voted in by masses, a representative of the people, of Petauke Central, but Zambians at large as well. It's shocking that for the very first time this is happening in Zambia. It has never happened before. That a member of parliament can go missing and there is no word from government. It's also appalling by the casual approach in which the police are acting on this matter. Threats by UPND youths are all over social media. It's not a secret that they have been following JJ. I don't know where they are searching for JJ. They know the people who are holding JJ. I'm appealing to Mr. Hichilema to take an introspection. May you please release Honorable Banda. Release him in good health, in one piece. Speaking as a mother and on behalf of women from Eastern Province, we are demanding that Honorable Jay Jay Banda should be released immediately. Malinga ndiwe, kalangati mzimai, woberekapo, chamimba chirubaba. Chamimba chirubaba, mwana wasoba. Mulekeni, JJ. Mtairireni. Whoever is holding JJ, please release him. You want to take us back to colonial days, to the colonial era. What has JJ done? Why are you so intolerant to opposing views? The youth of Eastern Province are grieving over the disappearance of their fellow youth. This has never happened. I'm in shock. I am in shock that this is day 2. Mr. Hichilema is quiet. Head of the state. This is serious. This is serious. What are you thinking? Surely a life is at risk. You are even eating, sleeping. No, Rene, no. This is too much. Visit your conscience. Imagine this is your child. This is your relative. How would you feel? The people who are holding JJ are all over social media. They have been following JJ, and the police should not look anywhere else. They know the people who are holding JJ. Yes. Can you please release him immediately and in good health, in one piece? I'm really shocked, and it's really appalling. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Honorable Sir, you can stay there. Honorable Sir, just for the...
We don't know how to handle some of these things.
I think they need to go the other way.
Okay. There. She's angry. She's angry as well as I'm angry.
Yet she dealt with cameras and microphones. Thank you, Honorable.
Leader of opposition and all the senior leadership of the Patriotic Front and our collaborating colleagues in the opposition. I thank you for the opportunity also to just share my deep concern with the experience that is unraveling in the nation. Words fail me, even when I take the podium to try and share my thoughts about what is going on. I must begin by disclosing that JJ started receiving these threats a while ago. Like some people may have alluded to it before. I was with JJ on the committee tour of the Copper Belt about 10 days or 14 days ago. At that time, JJ had already started receiving threats on his life, and even his function on the committee, Honorable Leader of Opposition, was not effective because he had to work, at the same time elude those who are issuing threats to him, by phones. And sometimes when we were supposed to be visiting a very important dignitary, JJ was not on the committee work because he had to fend off these people that were threatening his life, as it were. JJ was supposed to be with me tomorrow on the committee work. We're supposed to start touring Southern Province. The functions of that committee of parliament is going to be truncated because some selfish individuals that do not believe in constitutional democracy as we started our journey in 2016 have decided to transform this country into a gangster paradise. This is gangsterism. We have been a democracy for the longest time. We are a shining example of African democracy or African emerging democracy on the continent. To be the ones in a country that an MP can be abducted and the police provide a lackluster response to that abduction. And when people begin to make inquiries, the police begin to suggest that somebody amongst the people who are making inquiries is responsible for that kidnapping, leaves much to be desired. The 60th Republican president is not only a president of this political party, he is also a close relative of Honorable Jay Jay Banda. That is his nephew. He was concerned. We could not restrain him from coming to make an inquiry at the police station on what happened to his nephew. And the public was able to see how the police reacted to the suggestion by the 60th president to just come and get a briefing from people that he was the commander-in-chief of, to explain to him just what they're doing about the disappearance of his nephew. And the reaction left much to be desired. The president was vilified, he was restrained, and worst of all, when his motorcade started retracting to move away from a police station, he was tear gassed. The crowd that had accompanied the MPs and other leaders to the police station were very orderly. Every condition the police had given us, we met it. They told us, let the people be in order, we kept them in order. They told us, move the people from the gate so the president can come in, we moved the people from the gate. But at that very time, we could see visibly that the police were under pressure at the police station. They were receiving instructions from God knows where, and every moment they kept shifting the goalpost. The 60th Republican president, being a person who understands procedure, told us, as his lawyers, I'll leave this in your hands, let me retract and go back home, please give me an update of what is happening to my nephew and the honorable member of parliament. At that time, the excited young police officers started discharging tear gas on the motorcade for the president. And they actually gave chase for those people that saw it. They gave chase to the motorcade of the 60th Republican president while discharging tear gas, in the process burning the bushes around the police station. Me and Honorable Makebi Zulu engaged those senior police officers, and we told them the next time there's going to be chaotic situations at the police station, they should blame it on the police itself. Because that crowd was much bigger than those 7 people that I saw in the Land Cruiser discharging fire, tear gas on the people. That crowd was much more organized than the excitement that we saw in those newly recruited police officers. It has now come to dawn, leader of opposition, that it appears we have a UPND police force which is targeted at the Patriotic Front leadership. Because you can't explain what transpired yesterday in any other way than what we saw. But what is going on in this country even defeats any system of orderly society that one can think of. The only way we can try and bring out JJ from wherever the police are hiding him is by issuing a writ of habeas corpus. We don't even know where to start from, because the police are not providing any type of answers. And for me, Honorable Leader, I don't know about other members, I blame the disappearance of JJ on the police itself. Members of parliament in this nation, we know we are all under surveillance. The system knows where you are at any given time. If you are in the toilet, they know where you are. If you are visiting at a funeral, they know where you are. That's why it's even easy for them to come and disrupt us when we're doing something, engaging the general public. So they can't pretend that they didn't know the whereabouts of JJ at the time he was so-called being kidnapped. More still, when we go as leaders, led by our leader of opposition and other central committee members, to go and make just basic inquiries about what have the police done since the disappearance of the member of parliament, we are not given any convincing responses. Not even basic information is being relayed to us. And this is day number 2. The tension in the membership of Patriotic Front keeps rising. I've delayed here, Mr. President, because I was speaking to our colleagues in Matero. They're beginning to think, what are you doing as leaders? If you can't give us answers, let's take this thing in our hands. And I was pleading with them, I was telling them, leave it. I'm going for a gathering where MPs are going to figure out what are we supposed to do. But quite frankly, if we're going to have the kind of reaction we're receiving from the police, who have known what has been happening to JJ for a long time, then we don't even know how to address our colleagues. But just to emphasize the point, there are documented videos of very senior UPND leaders, starting from members of parliament and their collaborators, who have been issuing threats against the Patriotic Front and its leadership. Videos are on social media. If Mr. Musamba is an IG for the nation, and not an IG for the UPND, we should have seen some arrests by this time. Frankly, if anybody had just even been cautioned on the UPND side, JJ would not have been kidnapped. If the police had acted swiftly, if they had seen those videos of people issuing threats, not only against JJ, but even against the 6th Republican president, if the police had taken the responsibility of acting as a police service that we put in place, JJ would have been here, would have been on this conference right now. But because the police have chosen to pass a blind eye to what is happening to the Patriotic Front, all of the people you are seeing in front here are victims of a possible abduction. And I think for me, leader of opposition, it's not too late or it's not too early for us to begin to call on the membership of the Patriotic Front to devise means of protecting ourselves. Because the system has failed us. We can't be the only ones who should remain reasonable in a country where unreasonableness has become an order of the day. We can't. We lost Tutu Angulube not too long ago. Nobody has provided answers to what has happened. Jean Chisenga's house was torched. We have said we are going to leave it to the authorities to investigate that matter. But do you know how Jean is staying right now? Do you know how she's thinking right now? She lives under threats every day. Now we have a senior member of parliament being abducted. How long, sir, are we going to sit without devising means of defending ourselves when the police clearly fails you day in, day out? I think time has come for the Patriotic Front and other collaborating opposition political parties and even other well-meaning Zambians from the church, from NGOs, to devise means of protecting not only the Patriotic Front, but constitutional democracy in this nation. If the people who are in government cannot comply with the law, if the people in the government cannot protect citizens, citizens have a responsibility to protect itself. Sometimes defiance can be an order of a day, and I think it's not too early for us to begin to ask for that. I hope that this government can think about what we've said and consider making JJ available in the next 24 hours, if not 12 hours. I thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, our Honorable Savoy Mboela, NDC leader and member of the Council of Presidents from the United Kwacha Alliance. She has just joined the MPs and she wishes to give a statement of solidarity.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's a very, very sad day, or sad few days, from yesterday that this information was made known to us. It's not a Zambia that we have known, that you can wake up one morning and an MP is missing. I was telling some women yesterday in one of the groups that we're in to say, for an hour, I was just crying when I heard the news, And I was sharing with them that naturally I'm a person that doesn't even easily cry. Something really has to happen for me to cry, I couldn't hold myself for a very long time. And I was thinking, is this a country that finally we have, And the picture that kept on coming to my head was that picture of JJ in the paper with his children. I think about 7 or 8 of them. That's what kept on running in my head. And I'm thinking, do we hate each other that much that you can't even think that this is a father, with all these children dependent on him, with a wife, the wives dependent on him? And I'm going to say that because also I'm going to say this in relation to the police statement. I think the childishness and the pettiness that we are seeing from official police statements really leaves much to be desired. I thought I was reading a movie script when I saw the statement by Mr. Ray Hamonga. So JJ came from the other wife, then was going to the other wife, then back to the other wife. I was like, what? You know, where's the maturity in that? JJ has already come out in the public himself and shared with us to say he's got 3 wives, you know. And an issue of polygamy is something that many Zambians and Africans accept, you know. It's up to an individual to accept that. It's up to the women involved to accept that. There's nothing wrong with that. We have a president in Tanzania right now who's the 3rd wife of somebody. You know, our culture in Zambia tolerates that. So if the people accepted to say they are in that polygamous marriage, what has that got to do with the police to give us that statement that they gave us yesterday? They could have easily said, from his home, from Ibex went to the other home, something like that, something mature. And it's like they understand their own praise singers and the level of thinking that they have. Because on social media now, hey, why does he have many wives? Hey, somebody's missing, and you're concentrating on things which are non-issues. And why? Because you, the police, who officially gave a statement, which did not make sense. So now you instigated the kind of comments that we're seeing on social media. So meaning that, apart from those children, you do have the wives that are dependent on him. The relatives, the friends, everybody. You can't even think. The same way you bent on Honorable Jinch Senga's house. We went there. That's not a normal fire. That is not a normal fire. And the same people that have surrounded President ECL are the ones they're targeting. That is why personally I even came out yesterday and I said, if you want ECL that bad, arrest him. You know, if you want ECL that bad, UPND, go to him and arrest him. Stop targeting people that are around him. To the point where by now you can start abducting people. Because whether I like it or not, this thing smells you. It's smelling UPND in and out. You can say whatever you want to say, but for me, I can conclude that from what we saw at Honorable Jane Senga's house and what we saw with Honorable Jay Jay going missing yesterday, it has UPND's name written all over it. And that is why your policeman and spokesperson of police can have the guts to write that nonsense of a statement that we saw, you know. And Zambia, where we are right now, we don't need that. And President HH, let me even give you a stern warning. Zambians can be with you, they can do whatever. But when you reach the levels that you have reached now, trust me, no one will be with you. Nobody is going to go on this path with you. Because like they say, violence begets violence. So this path, nobody wins when it comes to violence. Nobody wins. Everybody becomes a loser. I've seen Mubanga walk in from the PF. Yeah, there are many people that have been calling me, calling other people and everything. Manga is another person today. She called and she was just crying on the phone. That's a level that you've gotten as Zambians. People are just in their homes crying. They don't know what to do, you know. And she was one person who was asking me, so what do we do? What do we do? I was speaking earlier to Professor Nkanduluo and Honorable Jane Kapat. We're going to have a meeting and we see what we can do as women, as mothers in this country. You know, because like Honorable Mediciana said, we are women. Sometimes when mwana muzako chikamchitikia, just the way you feel. That's what it normally feels like. So you, HH, behave like a person that came from a woman. Because you know what has happened to JJ. You know. The state knows what has happened. You're a person that receives information. You get information every second of the day. So you know everything that is happening. So you as the president of this country, number one, we demand a statement from you. Because it's not normal that an MP has gone missing. And the Republican president has not said a word. That's not normal. You know, that is not normal. But to cut the long story short, I think we are in pain as Zambians. That's what I can say right now. We are in pain. Many people are in their rooms, they're wherever, they're crying, they don't know what to do. A good number of us don't know what to do. Maybe when we meet today with a few people that we said we should meet, maybe we may talk about 1 or 2 issues. But trust me, the pain that you have caused, it's very, very unnecessary. Politics should not get us to these levels. The pain is too much. Please help us in the next few days. bring back JJ in the next 24 hours. Yeah. Otherwise, today, fuller. That is true. In fact, yes, in fact, that one, some women have actually even been saying, I think this is the right time. Maybe HH wants to see the nakedness of the Zambian women. So this is the right time. We're giving him only until tomorrow. By Tuesday, if JJ is not back, we are going to strip at Community House. On the streets? Eh? Okay. I wanted at Community House so that he sees what he wants to see. You know? I don't want only a Community House. Yes. Because yes, HH should not see our nakedness using a phone. It should be live at his house. So if JJ is not returned in the next 24 hours, we are going to strip. And in this one, you are going to see, President HH, we are going to strip. And don't think when you say we're going to strip is because you've got bikini bodies. No, I'm sure now I may have even gained weight. You know, women will strip so that you see what you want to see. You know, because enough is enough. Yeah. Exactly. So that is exactly what you are going to do. So for me, like I've said, I didn't even prepare to talk because I actually came for a meeting that we talk and brainstorm. We see the way forward. So that's what I wanted to say this has really hit a lot of us at so many levels that you can't even understand. That is why this path that you have taken as UPND, because this is UPND, from all the threats you've been seeing on social media and everything, this is a UPND thing. So this path you're taking us on, you are starting a fight and a situation that you can't control. So end it now before it goes any further. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honorable to speak. Then Honorable Brian Mundubile will wrap up and give us direction of what to do next after this.
Thank you very much. I observe the protocol that has already been observed. A lot of people have spoken and we are all speaking the same thing. Like the previous speakers said, before anything, some of us are mothers. And I feel for Honorable JJ's mother. Before anything, we are also wives. I also feel for Honorable JJ's wife. Not knowing where your husband is, it's been 24 hours, over 24 hours. And you can imagine the feeling. Just like they've stated, as mothers, for those that have given birth, you know what that means. There's a feeling, Honorable Leader of Opposition, that we have as women. The moment you are told that your son or your child, even anything, even if they are hurt in any way, there's a feeling that we have. And that is a feeling that I've had from the moment I heard that Honorable Jay Jay Banda is missing. And apart from anything else, we are also children. We are also children. And I also feel for the children of Honorable Jay Jay Banda's children. I also feel for them. You can imagine, and we know how JJ is with his children. He's a great father. Imagine how they are feeling. Imagine them not knowing where their father is. JJ is close to his children. We all follow him and we know that he's a good father. He loves his children. Before anything else, we are not just members of parliament. We belong to families. People of Zambia, I'm speaking on behalf of the people from Muchinga province, Luapula province, and Northern province. I think we have all seen that all this is targeted at us. I can speak this without fear or favor. This is targeted at us, the Bemba-speaking people. And the Easterners. It has even gone to the Easterners. It has nothing to do with the personality. Because if you look at even the hatred that the UPND have displayed, it has nothing to do with politics. It's personal. And the only thing that I can say is it is getting out of hand. And all of us in Bemba, we say, Nangukanyele waka patikisha, kalasuma. And I want to tell the UPND that the Bembas, The Easterners are larger in number. What they are displaying, we can even do it better than they are doing. The violence that they are displaying, we can do it better. It doesn't matter. They may have the government machinery. How many police officers do we have? You can count how many Bembas we have. You can count how many Easterners we have. So let it not get to that level. All of us who are in politics have children. And if war broke out today, our children will suffer. It will not be a child of a politician maybe, because we are able to hide our children when there's a fracas, but it will be a child on the street. We don't want that. We don't want to start moving with guns. For goodness sake, this is Zambia. Do you want us to be moving with guns? Start killing each other? Is this where we are going? Is this where we are going? Is this what we want as Zambians? Because we can do it. Today it is JJ that has been abducted. Tomorrow it is another person. And you want us to sit back and relax? No, we won't. Even everything that is around, even in court cases, our brothers, they are calling them criminals. Every Bemba speaking is a criminal according to them, and they must not leave. Even people from Eastern Province. We know all these things. And we are saying enough is enough. We are also human beings. And we can also react. We are also very violent, if you don't know. We are very violent, and we are larger in number. Our people have been calling they have been calling on us to say, but why are we sitting back? Why are we being fought like this? Why are we not doing anything? We keep on telling them, hold on, we can't do it. We can't start fighting. But do you want us to start fighting? Do you want this nation to plunge into something else? Today, how many of our people are in prison? We have so many people who have not even done anything. They are in prison. Now, it has even come to members of parliament, leaders. And I know that in this country, we have no respect even for leaders. I also want to speak to those people that were issuing and insulting President Lungu. Yes, they have power today. And yes, they can say whatever they want to say. They were doing it even when he was in power because they knew the man. They knew that he was a person who could not harm anyone. They kept on insulting him even when he was president. Even now, they are still insulting him. And we know, for me, I have been doing an analysis. Even the people that they claim to have died, those people that they claim to have been UPND, you should check their names. Try to check their names, who are they, and find out where did they come from. They are not just mere people. So we know, it's not that we don't know. We know these things. But what we are saying is we don't want, what we want is peace. All of us want peace for the sake of our children. Before anything else, this is just power. After all, you got power. We don't understand why people are still bitter. Even after ascending to power, that they really wanted so much. What we expected was for people to start working for the benefit of all Zambians. People should have started working. So even all the threats that have been issued, we know you can kill me, but you will not kill a tribe. You will not finish the Bembas. I can assure you. You will not finish the Easterners. I can assure you. We are so many in number. And it is, if it is a fight that you are looking for, we can fight. Our people have been calling on us. Our people have been telling us, enough is enough. We just tell them to say, sit back. We have a lot of cadres. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of women that can fight, including myself. So I don't want to say much, but what I want to say is JJ Banda is a father, is a husband, and is a child to somebody. And for that, he deserves to live. JJ Banda has not even done anything to them. They hate him because he's from Eastern Province. They hate him because he's close to Edgar Chagwalungu, the man they hate for doing nothing. So they hate JJ Banda because he's also from PF. So it is okay for JJ Banda to die because he's PF. We are not going to lose our people like that. We are not going to lose our people like that. And we sit back just like that. I have seen the list even of those people purported to be UPND who died. Where they come from, all of them. You should check their names. And that should tell you anything. That should tell you what is happening here. So it's not that we don't know what is happening. We know what is happening, but we don't want to fight. And I can assure you, if you look at history, the people that fought for this country, where did they come from? Where did they come from? The people that stood. The people that got independence from people that had guns. Better guns than you do. Countrymen and women.
We shall fight.
We are going to fight. If it is a fight that they want, we are going to fight. And we are ready for that fight. Thank you very much.
We are almost coming to an end of the press briefing by members of parliament. We had support from Honorable Savoy Imboila from NDC and United Culture Alliance, and we have members of the Central Committee from the Patriotic Front that are here. Honorable Brian Munville, you can just guide what are we doing next, and maybe you can wear this.
Yes, so as we wrap up, countrymen and women, you know that the abduction of Emmanuel Jay Banda did not come as a surprise. Our friends in the UPND have merely perfected their art of abduction, and maybe this time around escalated it to members of parliament. On a number of occasions, members of parliament escaped abduction. I witnessed one where Honorable Munia Zulu was almost abducted in parliament. He was later abducted at Golden Peacock. A number of MPs were picked that way, and we kept on wondering why the police could not just summon members of parliament. We took up the initiative with a chairperson for legal, Honorable Chisanga. We went and confronted the police and advised them that whenever they wanted any member of parliament, they could simply call me or call him and ensure that the member of parliament attends to them whenever they wanted. So this is something they've been doing for a very long time. Hence our specific demand. We know that the police know where JJ Banda is. As members of parliament, standing together, we demand that you bring back Emmanuel Jay Banda alive. We've further made a specific demand, a call on the Republican President, President Hakainde Hichilema, being the Commander-in-Chief of Defense Forces and also being the party president of the UPND. Firstly, we are saying, can he reverse the directive that Milupi gave to the cadres to sort out all those people that hold different views, about his governance? Can he reverse that directive? Can he also impeach and defeat the directives that were coming from his political cadres, sitting as a president of the UPND? So in both capacities, both as a president of the UPND and the president of this republic, he must first of all direct the police to ignore what Milupi said. He must direct the SG to ignore what Milupi and what Bruce Kanema said, what Mwinde said, so that JJ is let free. Countrymen and women, the reason I say this is that the UPND cadres are very powerful. The police cannot function in the face of UPND cadres. Many a time they get instructions and directives from the UPND cadres. So, Comrade Jack Mwimbu, we are saying to you, we are calling upon the President that he directs you and the IG to ignore what the UPND cadres are saying. Right now, the instructions that are in effect are the instructions that were issued by Bruce Kanema, instructions that were issued by Trevor Mwinde, and Comrade Charles Milupi. That's the reason why the police, Comrade Savoy, were able to issue a statement, a very, very childish statement like the one that we saw, because the police cannot say anything. The instructions and directives that were given by UPND cadres are still alive and are still in effect. So we're calling upon the president to ensure that those directives are cancelled, those directives are immediately ignored. So President Hakainde Hichilema, this is a call on you. Yes. Jack Mwimbu has no power. IG has no power over your political cadres. Your political cadres are in total control. We warned the Zambian people that whereas in the PF, cadres were reported in markets and bus stations, in this government, cadres are actually in government positions. Yes. And this is the reason why the behavior of the police at Ibex yesterday, they came after a peaceful crowd. We were all there peacefully. Family members wanting to know where JJ is. What was the purpose of discharging tear gas on innocent people like that? Yeah. Arresting 11 people, shooting at a peaceful crowd. What does that tell you? We actually saw the attitude of the police that came. They were very confrontational. We asked them, what is the problem? What have we done wrong? So, President Hakainde Hichilema, the cadres in the police service that you've recruited are responsible for JJ's disappearance. It's only you, not Jack Mwimbu, not IG Musamba, who can issue an instruction, a two-tier instruction at government level and at party level to ensure that our member of parliament is released. So, countrymen and women, as we come to the end of the program, I want to make a call on the church. We want to call upon the church countrywide to come up with a service. Tomorrow, the churches countrywide must come up with a prayer service so that we pray firstly for this country. The disappearance of JJ only begins to reveal the levels to which our country has descended. We need to get on our knees as a country and pray for this country. The spirit that has come upon this country, the dark spirit that is coming upon this country, is not a good one at all. So our call as members of parliament is that the church must come together. The church must get on its knees, because the Bible says, where two or more are gathered, there shall I be. We know for certain that if we have an appointed time, tomorrow we all go on our knees countrywide in prayer. We should be in unison and in prayer to pray for the country and also pray for JJ. What this country needs now is prayer. Quite clearly, what is happening to JJ is just a manifestation of the bigger schemes that will begin to happen to this country. So let's take what has happened to JJ just as a warning sign. It's a pre-alert of what is to begin to happen to this country. So all the churches, countrywide, multi-denomination, let's agree to a prayer service tomorrow where we all get on our knees, preferably in the evening when people are back from work. I think announcements will follow, will call upon members of the Central Committee in charge of religious affairs to propose what time we can all go on our knees to pray for this country and also pray for the return of our Member of Parliament, JJ. And lastly, as you know, 11 of our people, family members, some of them close family members to JJ, that merely went to the police station to find out what had happened, were later arrested and detained at Ibex police station. So as we leave this place, let's take time to go and just see how they are doing, and also inquire from the police why they are holding on to those 11 individuals. So countrymen and women, I wish to thank you most sincerely. Members of Central Committee, thank you. President Savoy with your team and other political parties that are present, we wish to thank you. Members of Parliament, we are very grateful, not forgetting the media that have been very supportive during this process. We want to say that as members of Parliament, we are not resting We'll be calling upon you at short notice. It may be as early as this evening again, because we want to continuously speak to this process so that our friend can join us back in Parliament and continue to serve the people that elected him and sent him to Parliament. God bless you all, and I thank you.
Thank you. That marks the end of the press conference. Thank you. Well done. Well done.